Okay, look at your workbook on page. Look at your workbook on page 1. Now here we have to continue with the workbook, as you know, the student's book. Look at the first exercise, write the missing letters. Who wants to do the first one? Uday, what do you think, the first one is?
I think it's furnish.
Furnish, good.
Furnish.
Furnish, good. Furnish. Furnish. Next.
Yeah. Atmosphere.
Good. Atmosphere. Good. Atmosphere. Quickly write with me, please. Next. Abdurrahman Sadi.
Oh, yes. Loyalty.
Yes. Loyalty.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Loyalty. Next. What do you think, Ahmed Safi? Ahmed.
Yes.
Maintain. Good. Maintain. Maintain to keep, something in a good condition. Abdullah Amin, which means, sadness.
Sorrow.
Good. Sorrow. Next. We can try, which means,
Try, teacher.
lot of money.
Can I try?
Yes.
Wealth.
Wealth, good. Large amount of money, wealth. Next, the least amount, if you remember. We can try. Sharif.
Yes, minimal.
Good, minimal. Next, I think it is not easy to remember it, which means used and old. Sharif.
Worn.
Worn, good, worn. Worn means used and old. Number 9. Abdurrahman Saadi.
Yes, teacher. Comfort.
Comfort, good. Comfort. Comfort. The last one, a place to keep yourself.
Can I try,
Yes,
teacher?
yes, Abdul Aziz.
Shelter.
Good. Shelter. Shelter. Okay, write them quickly, please. And if you finish, move to the next exercise. The second exercise, be related to exercise 1. Here we are going to write the words, these words, in front of each definition. Write the words from exercise A next to the correct definition. Okay. Now, what about the first one? The least amount. Which word comes with this definition? Abdullah Amin.
Minimal.
Good. Minimal. Number 2. Who can try? Sharif.
Yes, furnish.
Good. To put beds, tables, chairs, and sofas in a house, it means to furnish. This is the verb. It comes with furniture. Next. Who can try? Abdurrahman Saadi. faithfulness and devotion.
Loyalty.
Good. Loyalty. Good.
Loyalty.
Next. What does it mean? Sadness. Yanal. Are you here, Yanal? Ashraf. Ashraf. Yusuf.
Yes, Mister, I'm here. كان
Okay.
عندي إزعاج بس ما قدرت أفتحه. معلش.
Okay.
أهلا أستاذ.
Yusuf. Sadness. What does it mean? Read it.
Sorrow.
Sorrow. Good. Next, a house or structure that keeps, you know, safe from outside. Yanal.
Shelter.
Shelter. Good. Shelter. Next, Abdullah Amin. Number 6. Take care of and keep in, you know, good condition. Maintain. Good. Next, positive feeling of peace and, you know, familiarity. Sharif.
Comfort.
Good. Comfort. Comfort. Now, next, I think it is easy. Abdurrahman Saadi.
Yes. A great quantity of money won.
Worth.
Worth.
Wealth. Sorry, wealth. Wealth.
Well, yes. Well.
But realize here it is written wrong. We cannot adjust it. Okay. Number 8. It is written, you know, in a mistake way. Not soul. Wealth. W-E-A-L-T-H. W-E-A-L-T-H. Don't write soul. Okay. Write wealth. Wealth means a great quantity of money. Number 9.
And I try, teacher.
يلا يا عبد العزيز.
Old and used. Worn.
Worn. Good. Worn. Old and used. And the last one is what? Who can read it? Uday.
Atmosphere. The long or mood of place.
Good. Atmosphere means the tone or mood of a place. So this is about, you know, the second exercise. But, you know, be careful with number 8. It is not so. It is what? Wealth. It is wealth. Okay. طيب. الآن you remember when we talk about the adjectives and how, yes. Is there anything? طيب. Move to the next exercise يا شباب. Here we have, you know, an exercise. If you remember with, you know, the order of the adjectives, we talked about the order of the adjectives. We said that adjectives come in a specific order. We start with adjectives related to opinion, then, you know, the adjectives which are related to size or shape. After that, you know, adjectives related to age, then, you know, to color, then the nationality, and, you know, at last the adjectives related to materials. So we are going to number the adjectives in the correct order. Look at the example. My friend Pablo lives in a unique old house. This is what? Unique refers to what? Opinion. Old represents what? Age. Who can start with the first one? Who can do the first one? Yes,
Can I
Uday.
do, teacher?
Uday.
It
has
a heavy wooden door.
Good. Heavy represent what? Shape,
Yes.
size, heavy. Wooden represents material. So it will come. It has what? A heavy wooden door. And who can continue? Who can continue? Abdurrahman Saadi. Then Ashraf. Okay. Abdurrahman
and again
number 3 Ashraf. Okay.
and gained old.
Giant old windows.
Giant,
Giant represents what? Size. Old represents age. Good. Ashraf, number 3. The kitchen has.
The kitchen has expensive Mexican
Expensive.
ceramic.
Good, very good. Expensive represents, opinion. Then Mexican represents nationality, and ceramic what represents material. Good. So it will be like this. In the floor and who
Teacher.
can continue?
Teacher, read. Teacher.
Please just raise your hand to see you. Okay, Shabab. If you want to. Abdurrahman Musa. Okay. Yalla.
And the beautiful Spanish wooden.
Good, very good. Like the previous one here, beautiful represents adjective, then Spanish represents the nationality, and wooden represents material. Good, thank you. 1, 2, 3. Number 5, Abdul Aziz. There is a.
Okay. Yes. There is a big blue couch.
Good. There is a big blue couch in the living room. Here, big represents size, then color. Next, Abdullah Amin. Number 6.
The couch is covered in fancy Indian silk
Good.
pillows.
Good. The couch is covered in, fancy. This is, opinion. Indian nationality, silk, what? Material. So it will be like this. 2, 3, 1. Pillows. On the floor, there is what? Who can continue? Ashraf? Yes, Ashraf.
Number 7.
Yes.
Floor there is an enormous Persian.
Multicolored represents what? Color. So colors
Colors.
come before what? Nationalities. Good, thank you. Enormous, opinion, multicolored, then Persian, who are, nationality. Thank you. The last, number 8. يلا يا عدي.
The bedrooms have a small
Good.
old-fashioned closet.
Good. Here we have small represents, the size, then old-fashioned represents what? Age. So, the order is correct. But the last one, Abdul Aziz.
Okay, teacher. The bedroom. No. But the tall impressed wooden.
Impressive tall wooden.
Impressive, tall, wooden. Impressive represents what? Adjective. Let us say it represents opinion. Then tall, size, then the material. Good. But the impressive, tall wooden beds make, up for it. Okay, try to do it quickly. You can have a screenshot. Let's move to the next exercise. Exercise B. Or not B, E, sorry, D. exercise D شباب. Now here we have to make sentences describing, the pictures using 2 or 3 adjectives in each sentence. Look at the example. Who can read the example? Abdurrahman Saadi, read the example, please, about, the first picture here.
Okay. I saw a big old wooden barn in the countryside.
Good. So here, the answers will be different from one to another. Just here we are going to put the samples which are written. Number 1, who can, describe the second picture? This is a house. It is what? Maybe a big. Who can try? Ashraf? Are you here, Ashraf?
Yes, sir.
Look at, the first one and try to describe it using 2 or 3 adjectives in each.
I
This is
saw
for
an
example,
old. I saw an old.
here, number one. This is what a house. This is a new. This is a beautiful, a nice, a new.
I saw a new nice house with a lot of trees in it.
Good, thank you. Look at the example here. I live in a house with a beautiful new swimming pool. This is just, an example. You can write, different answers, okay? With 3 adjectives or 2 adjectives, that's up to you. Now, what about the second? Sofa or couch, etc. Who can describe it? Uday?
I saw a comfort big leather sofa.
Good. I saw, مثلا, look here at the example. I have an ugly old leather couch. This is again, it is an example. You can write different sentence. Next. Abdurrahman, about, the cake, number 3.
Okay. There was a delicious tall white cake.
Good. There is a tasty. It is, a tasty.
Yes,
white
for my birthday.
cake. Good, tasty, delicious, etc. There was a delicious tall white cake at the wedding. The last, Sharif.
I adopted small gray.
Good. Small gray cat. Good. That's a big fat old cat. Okay. You can write them or you can write different answers. Now, if you finish, move to the next exercise. If you remember,
I just want to take a screenshot.
Okay.
Sorry about it.
Okay. Have a screenshot.
Thank you.
You remember when we talk about to and enough, we said that, these 2 words are used with adjectives and adverbs. To always, comes before the adjective, like the example. Enough comes after the adjectives or adverbs, and, it comes before the nouns. So here we have 2 uses for what enough comes after the adjectives and before nouns. But to, it comes just, before the adjectives. Look at the example. Here we are going to insert to or enough into the correct place in each sentence. This house is big. So here we have to, so it will be like this. This house is too big. Now what about number 1? Who can try? We want to use enough. Sir, enough, yes, في number 1. Sharif. Sharif, number 1. Abdullah Amin, number 2. Okay? Yeah. Sharif?
You're driving quickly enough.
Good. So here we have enough. It comes after the adverb or, the adjective. So you are driving it quickly enough. Abdullah Amin, number 2.
They have enough bathrooms for everybody.
Good. They have enough bathrooms for every. Good. Excellent. Because here we have bathrooms is what? Is a noun. Enough comes, before the noun. And after what the adjective or adverb. So it will be, they have enough bathrooms for everybody. Thank you. Now what about number 4? Number 3, sorry. Yanal. Yanal, number 3. Abdurrahman Musa, number 4. Okay.
I am not rich enough to buy that house.
Good. I'm not rich enough. So enough comes after what? The adjective. I'm not rich enough to buy that house. Abdurrahman Musa,
You are
number
walking
4.
too slowly.
Good. You are walking slowly. It will be, you are walking too slowly. So too comes before what? The adverb or the adjective. Good. You are walking too slowly. Number 5, Abdullah Amin.
You're short to play. You're too short to play basketball.
Good.
No, teacher, not
Number
this,
5. Number 5. Number 5, Abdullah.
جاوبها.
Yes.
That couch isn't big enough.
Good. That couch isn't big enough. Good. So here we have big. It is an adjective. Enough comes after the adjectives. The last one, Nidal. Are you here, Nidal? Nidal. Yusuf. Yusuf. Yes.
You're too short to play basketball.
Very good. You are too short to play basketball. Thank you. You are too short to play basketball. Okay, have a screenshot and move to the next exercise, exercise F. Finished? Okay. Now here we have an exercise F. We are going to write a sentence that has the same meaning. We have to use too or enough. Look at the example. She isn't too young. What does it mean? It means that she is old enough. She isn't too young. Means she is old enough. Number 1. Look at the sentence. She is too short. Now we can write it in a different way using what? Enough. Who can? Abdullah Amin, who can do it?
She isn't tall enough.
Good. She isn't tall enough. Number 2. The sentence is the car isn't new enough. What do you think? Uday?
The car is too old.
Good. Good. The car is too old. Next. Sharif?
Yes. The internet is running too slowly. The internet isn't fast enough.
Good. شباب في واحد ظاهر اسمه جست مش رافع ايده. مين هو؟ يحكي. قلنا حاول انك تدخل باسمك يا شباب.
أستاذ. هذا أنا. أستاذ لأنه أنا.
أنت محمد.
أستاذ لأنه علق عندي النت وطلعني.
محمد
محمد تيسير أستاذ.
محمد تيسير. اوكي طيب اوكي جود
أستاذ
يا
اسمه موجود عندنا.
لكن انا ظاهر عندي لا.
أستاذ على
اوكي
الجنب موجود عندك أنت.
اوكي the internet isn't running fast. number 4 يلا محمد تيسير.
The dress is too small.
Good, very good. The dress is too small. Number 5 who can do it? Sharif, Abdulaziz Sharif. It is too expensive means what?
It's cheap enough.
It is not cheap enough. Means it is too expensive. Good. Next, Abdurrahman Saadi. He isn't driving carefully enough.
Yes, he is driving too dangerously.
Good. Good. He's driving too dangerously. The test is too difficult. Who can try? Muhammad Asad, are you here? Ahmed Haswani. Ashraf. The test is too difficult. Yanal.
The test isn't easy enough.
Good. The test isn't easy enough. Number 8, Ashraf. Are you here? Ashraf. Sharif. Yalla Sharif. That film isn't interesting enough.
That film isn't interesting enough. The film is too boring.
Yes, the film is too boring. Good. Okay, now try to have a screenshot and move to the last exercise on page 3. Here we are going to make sentences using to or enough. And again, here the answers will be different from one to another. Write sentences using to or enough with the following words. Look at the example. New. This house isn't new enough. Small. Who can make a sentence using a small? Hi. Yes. Abdullah Amin.
This notebook is too small.
Good. Look at, here the answers will be different. The earrings are not big enough. Too small. Look here, it is wrong here. This house is too small. This car is too small, etc. Old. That house is too old. Too old. Too small. Next, who can try? Uday. Quickly.
This car, no, teacher, you're driving quickly. Too quickly.
Good.
Driving too quickly.
You aren't walking quickly enough, etc. Next, difficult. The test was too difficult. Boring. The film, for example, was too boring to watch. I don't have enough time to visit you. I don't have enough time to play today quietly. You are talking too quietly. This dress is fancy enough for the dance. I think, this is, enough for today. Okay.